Hello and welcome to Unfrazzle with me, Louise Miller. If you're a solo business owner and you have a big, exciting vision and loads of ideas that you want to get out in the world, but without drowning in a sea of overwhelm, then this is the podcast for you. Each week I'll be sharing bite-sized insights to help you stop faffing and stay focused so you can make your brilliant ideas happen and make a bigger impact in the world. It's time to step away from the hustle and find a kinder, more sustainable approach to productivity. So grab yourself a cuppa and let's get started. Are you finding it hard to switch off at the end of the day? So when you run your own business and you're working from home, it's really easy to find yourself checking emails, responding to LinkedIn connections, mindlessly scrolling your feeds, late into the evening. And, don't get me wrong, I'm all for working with your energy levels. And if you choose to work in the evenings because you know that's when you're at your best and you enjoy that and you're doing that intentionally, then I'm all for that. That's absolutely fine. Carry on. But if you don't want to be working in the evenings, and if doing so is causing problems, whether that's, that you're not being fully present with your partner or with your family, or maybe that kind of screen time in the evenings is making it hard for you to sleep at night, I have a suggestion that might help. And that is to create an end of day ritual or a rhythm to consciously signal to yourself that it's the end of the working day and it's time to wind down. So many of us think about our morning rhythm and how we ease ourselves into the day, but it's just as important to consider what we do at the end of the day. If we want to relax and we want to enjoy our evenings without fretting about all of the things that we haven't done. Because as I am always saying, if you are waiting until you get to the end of your to-do list before you allow yourself to switch off, you're going to be waiting a very long time. So it's really important that we do allow ourselves to switch off and, get some rest, allow ourselves to recharge, preferably before you go to bed so that you can sleep soundly and get up the following day feeling refreshed. And sometimes that's difficult if you're allowing your work to creep into your evenings. So there's no right or wrong way to create your evening ritual, which makes this a really lovely opportunity for you to get curious and get creative. What would feel good to you as a way of switching off, of signalling to your brain that it's time to stop work and enjoy your evening. So in case it helps, here are some ideas to get you started. So you might like to close all of your open tabs on your computer and put away any of the papers that you've been working on during the day. Tidy your desk after you've shut down your computer. And depending on your personality type, tidying your desk can actually be a form of self-care because it's about intentionally clearing the decks, getting rid of the clutter, creating a calmer space, so that you can walk away from your desk feeling free from that niggling sense that there's more to be done. So that's one thought, close open tabs, put away any papers, tidy your desk, shut down your computer. Actually, that's about 4 tips in one there, isn't it? But you get the idea. Another idea for you is to write a to-do list at the end of the day. So, a to-do list is just where you write down the things you have accomplished during the day. And that's kind of the antidote to what happens to a lot of us, where we get to the end of the day and all we can think about is what we haven't done. Writing a to-do list is a way of you intentionally acknowledging and celebrating what you have done so that you can see you have spent your day well, so that you can know that what you've done is enough and you can step away from your desk free from the guilt that quite often can follow us into our evening. So big recommendation to do a to-do list if that's not something you already do. And you might also want to just write a 3-thing to-do list for the following day. So when you get to the end of the working day, as part of your evening ritual, you might just want to get clear on your main focus for tomorrow. And not only will that allow you to get this sense that you've rounded off the day that's coming to an end, it will also mean that you can start the next day knowing exactly what you're going to be focusing on. Another little neat trick, doesn't work so well in the summer, but in the darker months, changing the lighting in your space can be really, really powerful when it comes to changing your mood, changing your energy, switching things up a bit. So switching on lamps rather than using bright overhead lights is a really great sign that it's time to wind down. So that could be something you do at the end of your working day. Just go around the house and change up the lighting so that things feel calmer and restful. And then another great one, this one I saw happening quite a lot during the pandemic. So when people were working from home, I saw quite a lot of people would do this at the start and the end of every day. So they'd create their own commute. So in the morning, they'd get up, get dressed, have their breakfast, everything else that they need to do in the morning. Then they would go out of the house, walk around the block, and then come back in again to start their working day. And then at the end of the day, they'd do the same thing in reverse. So they're finishing off their work, closing their computer, go out the front door, walk around the block, and come back in. And when they come back through that door, they're in evening mode. And I thought that was really inspired. So create a little mini commute for yourself if you feel like that would be helpful. And another, really obvious thing, but really powerful. If you're fortunate enough to have an office with a door on it, at the end of the day, close the door. And that is a really great visual signal that work is done for the day and it's time to relax. So there's various things for you to play with there. As I said earlier, there's no right or wrong. But if you do feel that your work is creeping into your evenings, I encourage you to give these tips a try. Get creative and just experiment to find what works and what feels good for you. And if your to-do list is forever swimming around in your head, and that's what's making it hard for you to switch off in the evening, if you feel your to-do list is controlling you rather than the other way round, then just an invitation to check out Tame Your To-Do List, which is my 3-week course to help you find to-do list zen. So if you go to bettylouonline.com/tame your to-do list, you'll find all of the information about that there. All right, I hope you found this helpful. I hope you enjoy creating an evening ritual for yourself, and I'm looking forward to being in your ears again soon. Thank you for listening to Unfrazzle. Sharing is caring, so if you loved this episode, please share it on your socials or head over to Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you get your podcasts and leave me a review. Not only will I be hugely grateful, your ratings and reviews will help others to find this podcast so that even more people can make their ideas happen. Thanks so much, and see you next time.